next speaker has been shaping the Canadian mortgage industry for over 3 decades. He is the founder and president of REMIC, Canada's largest mortgage educator, and has personally trained tens of thousands of professionals across the country. A Hall of Fame inductee and best-selling author, he has recently collaborated with global thought leaders like Chris Voss and Jack Canfield. Please welcome Joseph White.
I always wanted to walk on stage to chocolate. And I want to ask you a question. Do you know that chocolate is more deadly than smoking? Do you know that? Are you thinking about that right now? Chocolate is more deadly than smoking. So, chocolate's more deadly than smoking. I've said that 3 times now. And you're probably thinking, how is that the case? Right? You're thinking about, how is that the case? Maybe it's the sugar, maybe it's the obesity that's causing the deaths. Maybe it's none of those. Maybe I just lied. Because I don't know how much chocolate hurts you. I'm sure the sugar isn't good, but I don't think it kills 48,000 people a year like smoking does. So why did I bother saying that? I bothered saying that because as soon as I said that, I'm sure you started thinking, there's a reason for that. That must be true. What is the reason that chocolate kills so many people? That is the fundamental problem that we have with AI today. AI confidently gives you answers, and those answers aren't necessarily accurate. I had a half-an-hour conversation with ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, and DeepSeek talking about the maximum amortization in Canada for an insured mortgage. They were disagreeing with each other confidently. I was telling Claude, well, this is what GPT said. Claude said, well, GPT's wrong because of this. GPT said Claude didn't access this site. The problem with that is if we start relying on information that is inaccurate, this information can kill a deal, it can kill your reputation, and just like Terminator, it can kill your business. So what's the solution to that? What we need to do is be able to use AI that is tailored for our specific industry. So what I'm going to do over the next 20 minutes or so is hit you with a fire hose of ideas that you can take away and that you can implement to increase your business and increase your reliance on AI, but in a safe fashion. So what you're going to get today from this, we're going to start you off with, if you visit our booth, you get $10 off of your CE course. Everybody here who's licensed has to do a CE course, so you might as well drop by our booth, say hi, and get $10. We have a wheel that you can spin to get a $25 gift card on any of our courses, but that's not why you're sitting here. Why you're sitting here is because you want to know how to eliminate time in your work week and maximize your productivity. We're going to go through Boundless XP, which is a tool that you can use to do that. Then we're also going to give you a 14-day sprint model where you can actually take the information that we're providing you today and put it into a 14-day plan and then rinse and repeat every 14 days. And then I'm going to show you a rehearsal bot. This is an experimental product that we have, and what this allows you to do is interact with a live, an avatar that will speak to you in real time, and you can practice a pitch, you can practice interviewing a client. And the important thing in my mind to think about is I've been in the industry over 35 years. And, you know, when I started, the only way that I could get experience was by sitting down with clients. And early in my career, I didn't have that many clients to sit down with. And my client wasn't saying, Joe, that was a good point, but it would have been better if you'd said it this way. That's what this rehearsal bot can do. This is the future of how AI is going to impact our industry. So, before we go on, I want to know, do you want more referral appointments? Because I've got a strategy that I'm going to give you right here. I need you to click on this QR code. I need phones up, click on the QR code. You're going to go to a site. All I need is your name and your email address. And then at the end of this session, I'm going to ask you to check your phone and you're going to see something interesting on there. And this is a strategy that we can use to get more referral appointments or increase your number of appointments overall. You'll also get the Underwriter's Desk Guide. This is a new publication that we put out. It is a desk guide that you can keep with you. It has all kinds of important information in addition to what was being discussed in the last session. Rules, guidelines, and so on that you could keep handy. You're going to get a $50,000 grant. I'm going to give that to you today. Anybody interested in that? Okay, I'm not going to give that to you today, but I'm going to give you information on how to get a $50,000 grant for your business. Not everybody's going to qualify. Not everybody will be a good applicant, but you're going to get info on that. And then the Boundless XP, you're going to get early access to our Boundless XP program. So I like to think of AI, ChatGPT, and so on as a Ferrari engine. It is amazing in its ability to do research and connect and give information and feedback. But the problem is the way we use it. What do you typically use GPT for? You ask it, where's a good restaurant to go? Can you give me some ideas on how I should respond to this email? Interesting little things like that. So really what we're doing is we're putting that Ferrari engine in the back of a horse and cart buggy. We're not taking advantage of the power that AI has for us. What we need to do is slap it into an actual Ferrari and see where we can go with it. So, what we need to look at is a tool that could double your productivity, cut your time in half, and simplify your life. If I gave you that tool, would you use it? Okay, it's not AI. It is you with AI. It's a combination. You have to know how to use it, and you have to have the right tool to use it. So let me show you what I'm talking about. This is our Boundless XP AI portal. So I'm going to give you a sample of what's here. This is not a paid portal. It's not behind a firewall. What I'm giving you here is early access to this because it's going to help you integrate AI into your business.
Okay, so welcome to Boundless XP. And this is where you're going to come when you want to build strategies, you want to write scripts, you want to launch campaigns, you want to create content. You can do this without needing to plan or prompt any of it by yourself. And you don't even need the strategy. Each tool runs a complex structured prompt completely behind the scenes. All you have to do is choose what you want to build, answer a few quick questions, and it creates everything for you, fully written and ready to use. Now over here in the sidebar menu, you'll see there's the first section called About Your Business. Now this is where the system learns how to think like you. It learns your story, it learns your service, it learns your audience, and it learns your voice, all right? And then you've got other tools that can use that information to actually build all of the content depending on what it is. And over here, under social media posts, I just wanted to show you one really cool tool called the Reddit Trending Bookmaker. Now, this is a tool that can actually turn real-time Reddit questions into viral content. So what it'll actually do is it'll search the most trending terms on Reddit right now and it'll use that content to create viral hooks based on your business, based on your audience, and it'll turn that into a 14-day calendar with a hook, with the content of the post, and with a call to action. You can see here on the screen, it's already done that. It's created a series of them, and then I put it into a 14-day posting calendar, as I mentioned. And that really is the power of Boundless XP. Now, this is just one of the tools that we're excited about, but there are dozens and dozens of others that can help you create content now in minutes, what used to take hours.
That's pretty cool, right? And it's already available. You'll get access to that. If you've scanned the QR code and you've given that info, you're going to get access to that as well, and there's no charge for that. One thing else I want to show you is this is experimental. This is our rehearsal bot. We have 3 options currently, and I'm going to show you an interaction that I just had with one of them yesterday. Don't laugh.
Hey there, I'm Pedro. I've had a home for a while, but I'm upgrading and maybe investing too.
Hi, Pedro. It's very nice to meet you. What are you looking to get out of today's conversation?
Hi, good to meet you too. I'm just looking to see if your approach aligns with my needs. I'm familiar with the market, so I want someone who's sharp, strategically minded, and can help me move quickly on an investment property. I value efficiency and expertise, so I'm looking to gauge if you can speak my language and add real value without wasting my time. Go ahead and tell me what you bring to the table.
Sure. Well, we are a full-service mortgage brokerage. We handle a lot of different types of investments. So the first thing that we try to do is assess your need and what we might be able to do to assist you. Now, I understand that you are an investor. And are you looking to unlock money from a current property or a set of properties, or are you looking to borrow new money to invest in other properties? Maybe give me an idea about what your portfolio looks like, and we'll see how we can best assist you.
Thanks for that overview. What really sets you apart when it comes to working with experienced investors like me? I need someone who understands the strategic timing, the nuances of financing multiple properties, and can help me optimize my leverage without slowing me down. Can you speak to how you approach this kind of investor need rather than just the basics of loan structure?
Sure. Yeah, what we do is we go through a detailed assessment of what you have and what you're looking to purchase. And if what you're looking to purchase is, for example, a construction, or some other type of property, we're going to look at that in its unique situation and determine what's going to be best for you. But to be able to do that, we kind of need to get an overview of your situation. Could you tell me a bit about that? Does that sound fair?
Thanks, I think I have what I need. I'll give you some quick thoughts. All right, I could see where you're coming from. You made the assessment process seem relevant, and that's something I care about. I'd consider working with someone who speaks like that. One thing that could make this stronger is emphasizing how you help me stay nimble and strategic, like how you enable a faster, smarter deal flow by understanding my portfolio's nuances and planning accordingly. Based on how clear and aligned it felt for someone like me, I'd give that a 6 out of 10.
Ouch, just a 6?
Yeah, I get it. It's not bad, but I need someone who really gets the strategic edge, not just the process. For me, it's about leveraging the right financing at the right time, understanding the subtleties of portfolio management, and moving fast without sacrificing insight. If the pitch doesn't reflect that level of sophistication and understanding of an investor's mindset, I'll be cautious.
So he's a bit of a jerk with an attitude, which is why this is still experimental. And he's not going to have that same attitude when we're done with him. He's going to be a little bit nicer. But that gives you some ideas about what is coming down the road. It's possible to do this, and this is going to take training to a new level. This is going to allow individuals in your brokerage, you as an agent or broker, to come into contact with scenarios that you might not have come into contact with before to get practice, to get experience. So, what we're going to talk about now is how to take those types of integrations and put them into a plan. Because it's really necessary for us to keep in mind that, as Jack Canfield said, your habits will determine your future. Question for you. Do you think you need to work harder? Who wakes up in the morning and looks in the mirror and says, you're not working hard enough? You ever have that self-talk where you look in the mirror and it's just, you got to do more? That happens. Do you ever feel unmotivated? Do you think that motivation every day would help you? Because I can tell you, motivation's not the answer. Motivation can get you off the couch, but it's not going to keep you off the couch. It's going to light the fire, but then a breeze comes and blows the fire out. What you need is the ability to have a system in place. I had the pleasure sitting down with Jack Canfield a couple of weeks ago, and we were talking about today's session. And he was saying, Joe, I have 3 questions. What I typically ask when I'm training somebody is what's working, what's not working, and what can I do differently? And we were chatting about this and talking to him about the AI, and he said, this is the future. He's 81. He was saying to me that he's in his twilight now. He's going to be backing out of doing active training and so on, but he thinks this is an incredibly exciting time. And one of the reasons that we're doing this, and this was a conversation we had after this interview, is that there's a real joy in giving, right? I don't mean help somebody and they'll help you back. You got to give to get. I mean, have a joy in the actual act of giving. A little bit selfish, gets the serotonin going, makes you feel good, but that's where the joy comes from. And I talked to Kane, my partner, and all of our team, and the team at Remick is really dedicated to giving and helping those coming through the industry. So this is why we're here today. So with that being said, let's get into our 14-day sprint. This is the 14-day future-proof sprint. We're going to try to build some discipline because discipline builds momentum. Motivation is, again, going to get you up in the morning, but it's only going to start you. You need a system in place to keep you going. So, first off, define your future-proof goal. This is going to be day number 1. You're going to have access to this online, so if you don't have notes, you're going to be able to get the whole thing. You don't need more leads. You don't need more hype. You need one clear outcome. So you have to define your outcome. Here's a tip. You can use Boundless XP and let it get to know your business so you can find out how best to grow. You don't have to use Boundless XP, by the way. You can build your own. Absolutely. The challenge that most people have is that prompt engineering has gotten so complicated that it's out of reach for us average people. Like if I was just being a broker, I want to focus on brokering, not prompt engineering. So we've done the prompt engineering here. Day 2, audit your current system. Where are you wasting time? You want to future-proof your business? You need to know, as Jack Canfield said, the second question, what am I doing wrong? Where are you trusting guesswork instead of process? If you wake up in the morning and you don't have a set process that you're going to follow during the day, you are bound to drift. Here's a tip. Use Boundless XP to audit your process. There's a tool in there for that. Clean your digital house. Organize your contacts, your pipeline, and your templates. Future-proofing starts with clarity. That is on you. There are a lot of CRM programs out there. You go through your inbox, you can unsubscribe from the junk that you get every morning. I'm sure you get a lot of junk emails in the morning. By the way, one junk email that you don't get is at 7 o'clock. It's from Boundless Daily. That's from us, so keep that email. Clarify your referral persona. This is where some real strength in the Boundless XP program comes into play. Realtors, accountants, lawyers, who's most important to you? Because if you aim at everybody, you're going to hit no one. So pick a referral source, and Boundless XP, or whatever you're using, can help identify the best way to get in touch with them and the best way to deal with them. You put a plan together. Day 5, script your first outreach. Write one bold email call script for your top referral group. It doesn't need to be perfect. Have you spent a lot of time trying to put an email together to send out to a referral source? And then you look at it and then you think, no, I shouldn't say that. I got to say some other way. And then you doubt yourself. Well, the fact is, it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be. It has to get out there. Anything worth doing is worth doing poorly. That's a mentor of mine told me that once, and I thought, that doesn't make sense. And he said, it does, because anything that's worth doing, don't try to make it perfect because you won't do it. So if it's worth doing, even if it's not the best, do it. You'll learn from it. That's where experience comes from. And you can use the script writer in Boundless XP. Also, you're going to use the technique you're going to see on your phone shortly after you've gone to that QR code. Build objection handling prompts. This is a great way to deal with individuals that are giving you the similar objections over time. You can use the handling objections builder in XP. Now you need to run a self-test. Deliver your pitch out loud. Record it. Play it back. Have you done that before? Have you recorded yourself? Have you played it back? And I mean in a clean context. If you haven't, you really should. It's amazing what you'll learn about yourself, your mannerisms, and how you interact with other people. This right now is just you singing in the shower. You're not talking to anybody. You're not going out there practicing with anybody else. Day 8, no hiding. Get those emails out. You can use the email builder. Follow-up. You have to have a follow-up sequence. With the follow-up sequence, this is going to create your referral database going forward. This is going to give you the income and the clients coming in on a regular basis. You set this up and you let it run. You can use the same tool in Boundless XP. Number 10, day 10, now rehearse a full conversation. Walk through from start to objections to close. And you can use Rehearsal Bot, or you can use a friend or colleague. Don't use somebody that you think is a jerk like that Rehearsal Bot, because you might not like the information you get back from them. You can get into an argument. And you don't want to get into an argument with somebody. You want positive or at least constructive feedback. Expand your scripts. Adapt your referral script to 2 more professions. And then back to Boundless XP for more referral sources. Now we need to track our results. How many responses? How many meetings? You probably know this, but this is a process that will keep you going. And this is only for 14 days. You should be able to. We all can do something for 14 days. Record everything. Now we're going to tune the system, drop what doesn't work. And it's like Canfield said, what's working, what's not working, and what can you do differently? Now, day 14, we're going to build a repeatable rhythm for outreach, and we're going to go back and determine what we're going to do for the next 14 days. We're going to work a different angle. For example, that Reddit strategy that Kane showed you earlier is a little nugget of gold. And that's just one of those little nuggets that you're going to find. Use something like that. That will start that will increase the number of people that you interact with exponentially. And that's what you need. The more people who know who you are and what you do, the more business you get. And as the panelists were saying, our influence is growing. Whether we're at 50% or just under that or around that. Joe got into the industry a little earlier than I did. So he was around 10%. When I got into the industry, we were around 13 or 14%. But now we're around 48% based on CMHC surveys last year. This is a great time to be in this industry, even though if you look around, it might not seem like one. I was listening intently because I bought a condo downtown that I'm closing on, and I'm doing a little tap dance right now. So if anybody here, this is the only reason I'm here is because there's so many of you in the room. I just want to know, can anybody help me fund my condo? Remember, motivation fades. Motivation fades. Disciplined systems will stay. That is what's going to give you longevity. No successful company, including mine, no successful company has been around and grown without having a system in place that gets worked diligently. You are your own company. I got my license plate to say Joe Corp because I got to keep thinking like a company. Every day I get up, I think no matter what, I'm running a company. Whether it's my own company or it's on my own day, I have to focus on that. So, pull out your phone. If you've done the QR code, pull out your phone and then go to your calendar. This Friday, King? Check your calendar on Friday. What do you see? Hey, you're enrolled in a webinar. Isn't that kind of neat? If you're not, it's okay. Kane was working diligently getting everybody that did the QR code in. But how many of you that did it have a webinar to attend on Friday? Fantastic. You know what? I actually learned that technique. I was on my calendar and I was looking at what I had to do in the evening and I thought, I don't have anything planned. What is this? $3 to $4 million in marketing. Learn the secrets. I must have registered for that. I clicked in, started the webinar with them, and then they were like, do you know why you're here? I said, yeah, I must have registered for a webinar. No, we sent you an invitation and it populated in your calendar. Now, this is a strategy that we teach. It's not a strategy to be used as spam. It's not a strategy to be used to send out to everybody else. What you need to really focus on in that kind of strategy is your message has to go to the right person. So the people that you're setting up a meeting with have to show an interest in what your webinar is about. But this is a strategy to get more referrals. You want to talk to more real estate agents? This is a great way. You want more accountants? This is a great way. It's one way of many. But this is a strategy using technology that's going to help future-proof your business. So at the end of the day, it's not about working harder. It is about working together, integrating with AI. If you embrace that, the future is yours. If you don't, then go back to Terminator because things are going to get messy. So, for even more information, here's a new QR code. It goes to Linktree with everything that we offer. You can check that out. One of the things I want to tell you about is there is the ability to get a $50,000 grant. You can come to our booth and talk about that. It's a strategy that we developed in partnership with a career college, and it's a strategy to help those who may be struggling or may want to up their game a little bit to get up to $50,000. Not for everyone, not everybody will qualify, but if you're interested at all, we do a free webinar on that. See us on Friday, and you'll learn more. So, did you get something you could take home today? Fantastic. Thank you.